Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown. I'm excited to be with you here today on Training Tip Tuesday. And the horse I'm riding this morning is Rip again. This is Rip, the 2.5-year-old Mustang gelding that is coming along so well, doing so many things really well. He's side passing well. He's starting to drop his head when he backs up. He's loping around in nice circles. He's neck reining. And nothing is exactly perfect, but he is just coming along so great. And out here on the urban and rural trails, he's just really easy. He's a horse that is real comfortable to ride. He's not spooky, and he's a fun horse, and he's going to be a great horse for his owner. I'm excited for them. And today for Training Tip Tuesday, I want to share with you a quote and then give you some advice after that quote. And the quote is by Thomas Edison. And he said this. He said, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work." Again, let me say that one more time. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. And what I want to talk about today for Training Tip Tuesday is work, doing the work, do the work. If you have a horse that needs work, that isn't the horse that you want him to be, then he's going to take time, or she's going to take time. It's going to take work into that horse, exercise that horse, put that horse through all kinds of training, whether it's training from yourself or training from another trainer. There needs to be work put in with that horse in order to get and to help that horse get to where that horse potentially can be. And the same thing for our lives personally. If we don't work, if we don't put in the work, if we're not willing to put in the work, we certainly will not merit, and we won't be able to achieve the potential that we have inside of us. Horses have great potential. We have great potential. We have potential to be incredible human beings and have incredible influence in our lives and in over the lives of other people. And our horses have potential to be very safe, very calm, very collected, and very easy and fun rides if we'll put in the work. So my advice today is put in the work. If you have a horse and you don't ride him, make sure you start riding him, or make sure you start doing groundwork. Last night I was listening to Clinton Anderson, and he told a story. I had never heard this story before, and I listen to Clinton Anderson quite often and watch his videos and stuff. And for a part of my own training and my own education, he's one of the trainers that I do follow. He is an excellent trainer. At any rate, his story was about Gordon McKinley. Gordon McKinley was his mentor when he was growing up. When he was just a teenager in Australia, Gordon McKinley was the one that was training horses with him and teaching him how to train horses. And Gordon McKinley told him this, that he said when the way they trained horses back in the day was to muster cattle, and mustering cattle is gathering cattle for the railroad to ship them off for meat. And they would do this they would just take the horses weren't trained, and they would saddle them up and jump on, and there would be a whole bunch of cowboys and a whole bunch of horses, and it would be just utter chaos, and the horses would be bucking and rearing, and they just open up the gate and just let them go. And what brave men, and I'm glad we don't do it that way today. And some of the techniques were obviously not as effective as we use today, but they didn't have time to do what we do today. What they had to do is get on those horses and go muster cattle. So they go gather cattle for 14 days. It would take them 2 weeks typically to muster these cattle. And they would leave just rank broncs. The horses would leave just rank broncs, and they would come back nice, solid, good riding horses, ranch horses. And 14 days, so 14 straight days of riding, 10 to 12 hours a day, and they would achieve really good horses. They would get really good horses out of them. And I'm not saying you should ride 10 to 12 hours a day for 14 days straight, but the point is those horses got lots of time under saddle. They got sweaty and lots of wet saddle blankets. They had a lot of work to do, and they just figured it out as they went. And the cowboys were tough, and they were able to do that. And for those cowboys to ride for 10 or 12 hours every day for 14 days straight, that's a feat in and of itself as well. That's super intense. But they were willing to put in the work because they had to. And in today's day, we sometimes we have our horses in a corral or in a stall, and we feed them, and they get fat. and they don't get much work. And then we wonder why when we go out to ride them, they get fussy and they try to buck or they try to bolt. It's because they're not getting enough time under saddle. So do the work, put some time under saddle or put some time on the ground and start helping your horse become the horse of your dreams. Hope this helps you guys. Remember to be thankful, always live with passion and live with purpose, and stay safe in the saddle.